It is 6:11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began. I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
Former President Trump back in Butler, Pennsylvania, 3 months after he was almost killed. He started his rally with that moment of silence to remember the firefighter who was murdered during the attempted assassination. The former president speaking in the same exact spot, saying time stopped on July 13th and calling the shooter an evil villain. Good evening, I'm Brian Entin. This is our special report, The Plot to Kill Trump, back to Butler. We're going to go deep into the investigation into how the attempted assassination happened and all the law enforcement failures and what we have uncovered about what went wrong. And a lot went wrong. We've been investigating for months. But I want to start tonight with Trump's return to Butler and what he had to say about that day 3 months ago.
Exactly 12 weeks ago this evening on this very ground, a cold-blooded assassin aimed to silence me and to silence the greatest movement, MAGA, in the history of our country. MAGA. We love MAGA. For 16 harrowing seconds during the gunfire, time stopped as this vicious monster unleashed pure evil from his sniper's perch, not so far away. But by the hand of Providence and the grace of God, that villain did not succeed in his goal, did not come close.
And security, it is tight out here, noticeably very, very different from last time when we were out here 3 months ago. Local, state, and federal law enforcement, they had the entire area surrounded. There were snipers in almost every single direction that you looked. Could be a record crowd size for a Trump event. The sheriff initially estimated 60,000 people would be here. You can see the aerial shot. That, by the way, was taken from Trump's plane when he flew over. We're now told that the estimate could reach 100,000 people. But the most emotional part of the night was Trump remembering firefighter Comperatore. He was shot and killed during the July rally. He was an amazing guy. Tonight, his uniform was in the bleachers in the exact spot where he sat. You can see that picture there. It was surrounded by flowers. His wife and daughters greeted Trump when he landed at the airport in Pittsburgh.
When the sound of gunshots pierced the air on that July evening, Corey leapt into the fire one more time. In his last seconds of this earth, he threw himself on the top of his wife and daughters. He didn't want them hurt. He threw himself. He said he knew what was happening. He didn't want them hurt. And he was hit hard. He was hit hard. And he gave his life to shield their lives.
And also a big moment tonight was Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. He was here. It was his first Trump rally. You'll remember Musk endorsed Trump after the assassination attempt, saying that he was impressed with Trump immediately standing up like a fighter. Trump introduced Musk tonight.
His name is Elon Musk. He saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight, fight, fight!
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.